Okay, welcome everyone. This is the first of a series where we are going to do honey oak and cherry cabinetry, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we're going to look at a bunch of pictures and talk about what went right and what went wrong, what you should and shouldn't do, starting with this one. This is a beautiful room, and you can see we have cherry up top in the picture. The cabinets are an orangey red, and they look absolutely beautiful with the dark grounding base below with white walls. So if you're trying to update and you have cherry and dark below, put white walls with it or very light walls. You can see it works really, really well. And I absolutely love the black on the window because it neutralizes. So keep this in mind if you're looking for a good white to do. Any kind of white that is has a little bit of a gray background is very good. Like classic gray from Benjamin Moore is great, works really well. You can even look at Boa Mist or Silver Satin, all Benjamin Moore colors for wall color. Great option. Here is another one where this did not go well at all. So why did it not go well? Okay, a couple things that you really want to think about. If you have cabinets and you cannot renovate and you have to keep your cabinets below the ceiling, do not put anything on top of the cabinet. That's number one, because it does exactly what you don't want it to do, which is draw your eye to the ceiling and the fact that your cabinets don't go there. If you can possibly renovate and add any kind of bulkhead here where it covers up that space, it eliminates the chance you'll put anything up there and or any kind of gathering of dust, dirt, spiders. Nevertheless, if you can't do that, just don't put anything up there. Number two, this is a good example where the green is just the wrong green. If you want to settle this down, you want to add a blackened green, like a forest green to the countertop potentially, and then lighten up the countertop. But even that can look a little bit dated because we tended to use golds and greens together in the late 80s and the 90s. So in order to freshen this up, we would want to do a dark countertop, either in black or a countertop in white, and then do the same with the backsplash and lighten your walls. So what makes this look dated is that all the color tones are in the same range of colors. So analogous colors or side-by-side color scheme using the color wheel. So you want to freshen this up so that it feels more contrasting and less of the colors that are the same color. The other thing to do is to change the hardware on here to black, oil rubbed bronze, anything that makes contrast, and add lighting in black as well so that your metal becomes more of a feature. All right, on this one, this is actually a really good example of what to do with golden oak versus what we just saw. So here, although the countertop does have texture and color to it, doesn't have to be plain white, it is largely a white slab. And you can see by having the white behind on the countertop of the perimeter, as well as the white backsplash, it helps to neutralize the orangeness of the cabinet. So this is a really good treatment in terms of how they did it. I don't know about the layout. I don't know anything about that. I'm purely looking at the colors and saying, if you're trying to modernize those cabinets that you have, this is a really good idea. Well done. Good one. And let's have a look at this one. Again, here is oak cabinetry, a little bit more modern. And you can see that in order to allow it to live on its own, because oak is so bossy, it bosses you around in the space, you want to try to settle it down by doing something else that allows it to breathe. And allowing it to breathe means either black or it means white. And this is a great example where adding lots of white around that golden oak allows it to settle down. It can be the boss because there's nothing else trying to fight or get onto its coattails and follow its success. That's how I always kind of like to look at it. So this is an excellent, beautiful scheme, very calm and relaxing. And this one, now we have a deep cherry, almost brown cabinetry mixed with green. So you'll notice key things here. We have a golden oak floor and we have cabinets that are darker than the floor. So if you want to add in more wood because you already have a wood floor and you're trying to put in another wood, do not match that wood to the floor. It will never match. Have something a little bit lighter, a little bit darker so that you have a little bit of contrast. Then pick a green or a blue that drifts to the opposite color on the color wheel, which means the complement. That's why this green here is a little bit more of a teal green as opposed to an olive, although a dark olive would work as well because that darkness would complement what we already have. Notice here that the countertop is white. The accessories are white. The window frame, though, is the same color as the wood cabinet, so it continues your eye up vertically onto the beam on the ceiling. Those are all the same wood color. So the only wood that is not the same color is the floor. So I'm hoping this is helping you see that you can really use what you already have, and how you treat it is what makes it work. Not the wood itself, but what goes around the wood. And this is a great example by using, again, more white to isolate the wood so that it doesn't become too much wood. Well done. Great, beautiful picture. All right, let's have a look at this one. This one is very strong cherry cabinets all the way around the room with a blue island and kind of a golden oak, dark oak floor, medium oak, with a lot of yellow in it. So looking at the picture, it makes it kind of look like the floor doesn't go with the cabinets, but I suspect it's probably better in real life. I don't actually know, but let's talk about that. This one I feel medium about. Not super over the moon. I'm not under the moon either on it. I'm kind of neutral. But what they did right, I feel, by adding your white countertop and your light backsplash, you've neutralized the wood. I think the cabinets are dark enough that they support or bounce away from the floor. I'm probably neutral about the blue island. I think if it was darker, it would look a little bit better because it would ground the space a little bit more and support the black accessories that are there in terms of the metallics. But overall, it's a really great space, and working with difficult colors, whoever did this really pulled it all together and did a really great job. Love it. Looks really nice in the sense that I love that they put a lot of thought into it. Like I said, there's a few things I might have done differently, including the stools. Again, I don't know what the budget is here, but this would have been a great opportunity to do stools that were black. So again, it supports that idea of adding in the accessories as you go that keep building that color story. So maybe darker stools, maybe accessories that are a little bit darker on here, but overall, definitely in the right direction. So very typical oak kitchen that would have been popular in the 90s, the 2000s. We saw lots of this. This one is really, we're working hard on this. I totally see what you've done here. So let's talk about the great things that they did here to really improve or modernize. They have a dark countertop. This is a laminate, so you don't always have to do a solid surface. So a dark countertop, which helps to ground it, helps to pick up the colors on stainless, because let's remember, stainless appliances often have gray and black attached to them. So you naturally have that color in this color scheme. So that helps to ground those cabinets and give them a little bit of support because the floor is also in the same wood color. You'll notice that there's the light backsplash, which helps to neutralize the counter microwave, which is white and doesn't necessarily go together. I think we could have done better on the tea towel. Just saying, I know I'm being a little picky here, but this is my job. It's what I'm supposed to do, is to help you guys get the best value out of your homes. I would say the tea towel, if it was in black and white, so kind of like the floor mat, which is really great, it would really make a difference. Otherwise, I think everything is actually a really good attempt at making this hold together. Maybe changing the knobs. I can't quite tell if they're black or if they're gold, but hardware that was darker, again, to support the idea of adding more contrast, because oak cabinets, and especially these oak cabinets with that curve on the top, are extremely dominant in a design story. So we're trying to give that design story a little bit more support so that we update it to what today's look is, which tends to be more contrast, black and white, and neutralizing of the wood. But really good attempt at getting there. We're almost there. Make sure you follow us and check for part 2, because we are going to have some more that we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the uglies with oak and cherry cabinets and floors, and what we can do to modernize these without ripping them all out. Tell me what you think, if you agree with these or if you have some comments on things that you would do.